Namaste yogi and welcome for some yoga. We need yoga in our life, especially when we work hard on ourselves, because even though it's committing to ourselves, it is still hard work. So it feels like yoga is the honey dipping part of it, isn't it? So let's do yoga together. Come on your hands and your knees when you feel ready for it. Spread those fingers wide apart and then tuck your toes under to begin with. Beautiful. Keep your toes tucked, but your knees grounded as well as you start to flare sit bones to the back of the room. Drop your belly, bring the chest through, lift the ground of your head up high. With an exhale, round, and as you round, can you press your toes a little more into the floor? Let's do that one more time, finding your cow stretch as you inhale. And then with an exhale out, press those toes down into the floor first as you round, round, round into your cat stretch. Then come back to neutral and open the right side of your ribcage by contracting through the left side of your ribcage. So we stay level to the floor, coming back through center, and then open the left side of your ribcage by pressing into the right side of your ribcage. Same thing here, when you squeeze one side, can you also press those toes down into the ground? And the same thing then on the other side. When you push the right oblique, can you still press your toes down into the ground? Beautiful. Then open now your hands to the left, right, outside. And sway your shoulders over your fingertips. And then same thing here, as you move your shoulders from side to side. Can you still push toes into the ground as well? And with that, kind of shifting your awareness maybe into a different part of your body than normally, and really feeling what's actually going on. How does our core work, as well as we warm up wrists and shoulders and so forth. Coming then back to center. Knees are still hip-width distance apart. Toes are still tucked in, and sit down over your heels and come into your toe squat. Have your hands resting on your thighs and allow your shoulders to drop, your face to drop. And then give as much weight into your toes as you can, that you feel like, oh yeah, there's a big stimulation going on, but I managed to stay soft through the upper part of my body. Having the eyelids closed down. Let's focus now on our breath. Deep breath into the very ends of your lungs. Feel how this expands into your stomach rises. Bring the breath then back up into your chest, and then from here exhaling it out. Inhaling deeply. Feel how you fill your whole torso with the energy of your breath. And then with an exhale, feel how you empty out, and with that maybe also release things and stuff that's not really good for you. Let's do that 2 more times. One more circle of breath here. And then without panicking, without rushing in, bring your hands back down towards the floor in front of you. Now untuck your toes and gently tap those feet down towards the floor. We definitely woke up the soles of our feet now. Slide your hands out, and if you're ready to tuck again, glide your way into your downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in here. As you exhale out, let your chest melt towards your thighs. And next time, if you inhale, lift your heels, keep your chin tucked. Feel how the back of your heart pulls you forward, come into high plank. With or without your knees, find your low plank. Pushing forward and upwards, come into baby cobra. From your baby cobra, slide your right arm out in front of your right shoulder. Drag and bring your elbows on top of your wrists, and then start to straighten both of your arms. Right arm will straight earlier, and it will tip you over onto your right hip. Follow that along, and then step your left foot just in front of your right thigh. You want to keep that right arm straight, and we want to allow our shoulder to move up into our ear. So if it doesn't work, then slide that right hand just a little further out. Bring your left hand down towards your right heel and extend it. And with that, allow your whole side body to drop even more into the side bend. Infusing breath. Closing eyes always helps to really feel, like turning the whole body into one ear or one sensory absorbent to take in what's going on inside of you. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale out. And then it's come out of it the same way we got in there. So left hand goes back underneath the left shoulder, straight my left leg, and roll back onto my stomach. Bring then your right hand beside your rib cage as well, and find your way back into a downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up high towards the sky, take a breath in, curl your right knee into your chest, and step that right foot through between your hands. Drop your left knee down towards earth, come into a low lunge with me, sweep your arms back and around, connect your palms above your head. Connect your hands with your heart center, keep your bum firm, cross left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Rotate your right elbow on top of your left, and then give yourself a rebound, rising up higher by pushing into your left hand and twisting. Stay here for one more breath. Exhaling out. Untwist your spine, facing the front. Turn on the left knee and come into a kneeling warrior two. Spread your arms to left, right, outside. To the front and to the back in that case. And then sink over towards that right heel. Holding it here for one more breath. Exhaling out, flip your arms over your head as you straighten that right leg. You're going to flip around to the end of the yoga mat. So turn on your left knee, both hands drop, and then pick that left leg up high and come into a three-legged down dog. Inhale. With an exhale, curl your left knee into your chest to come all the way through between your hands. Drop your right knee down towards earth, sweep your arms back and around. Find your low lunge, firm your bum, bring your hands together in front of your heart center, and then cross that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Using your left hand, pushing off your right hand to deepen that twist, so your hips can still be bent. You don't have to work too much into that hip opening yet. Stay in here for one more breath. Exhaling out. And then release the twist. Turn on that right knee and come into your warrior two, still facing the back of the yoga mat, so you're on the other side. Sink towards your left heel and work into those inner thighs, into your groins. Stay here for one more breath. Push yourself off that left heel, bring both of your hands over your head, and then turn back around to the front of the yoga mat. Come into your downward facing dog, exhale out. Lift your heels up high, undulate into your high plank, inhale. With or without your knees, find your low plank. Moving forward and upwards, baby cobra. Let your left hand now come out in front of you. Dragon wing your elbows on top of your wrists. Straighten both of your arms. Left elbow will lock out, and with that you tip over onto your left hip. Step your right foot in front of your left thigh, and then adjust that left hand position so it can really crack your left side body open. Bring your right hand down towards your left ear. Breathe into your left side, and then enjoy that. Stay here for one more or two more. And then find your way out like you came in. Right hand back underneath your right shoulder, straighten your right leg, tip back onto your stomach and pull your left arm in. Pushing through hands and knees to return back up into your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up high to the sky, take a deep breath in. Coming all the way through between your hands as you exhale out. Keep your left knee lifted, come up into a crescent lunge with me, sweep your arms over your head in. With an exhale, start to lower hands down towards your hips, straighten your right leg, squeeze your inner thighs towards another, and let your chest come down towards your right knee. And then come back up again, sweeping arms overhead, bending into right knee, crescent lunge. Let's do that one more time, knowing where you go sometimes. Can feel a little easier. And then come up one last time, inhale. From here, start now to open up into your warrior two, circle your left heel down, arms level to the floor, sink deeply into it. Stay here for another breath in. Exhaling out. Reverse your warrior, left arm goes down along your left thigh, right fingertips brushes the sky to extend more and more into the right side of your body. Start to straighten your right leg, turn your right foot in so it's pointing the same way as your left foot, and then bring your right hand straight through center down towards the floor. From here, give yourself a little push off the floor and open your left arm up towards the sky, trying to create one straight line from your right fingertips up into your left fingertips. Don't sit too far back with your hips. Make sure you still lean into your toes even here. Staying here for one more breath. Exhaling out. Then thread your left arm underneath your right armpit all the way through to catch your right ankle, shin, or whatever is there for you. Bending into the opposite knee, left knee, to squat further down towards the floor. And then from your lowest position, start to straighten your right arm up to the sky. You still try to roll those shoulders on top of each other. So I use my left arm to pull that left shoulder more and more underneath my right shoulder to rinse out my spine. Stay here for one more breath. And then let everything drop back down to the floor and sway your whole body back to the front of the room. Lean into your right foot, step your left foot beside it, come into your forward fold over your legs at the front of the yoga mat. Soften your knees, sweep your arms back and around. Stand nice and tall with me. Inhale. Bring your hands to heart center, Samastahiti. Fresh breath. Restarting as often as we have to, as often as we want to. Swan dive over your legs. Come into a half lift, pull yourself into your toes, free your right foot and step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Sink that right heel down towards earth. Keep your right toes tucked as you rise up. Inhale. Connect your palms in front of your heart center and pull your hands towards your heart space. Let's cross the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Circle your left arm on top of your right arm. And this time, as you push into your left hand to turn chest bone up, can you also float that right leg off the floor? But we stay kind of low. The lifting that brings lengthening to the body rather than a height, if that makes sense. Keep those shoulders relaxed, especially your left. Stay here for one more breath. And then release the twist and come into Skandasa with me. So facing the front first, drop your right heel down and then stay nice and low as you glide over your right heel. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale out. Still moving very low, coming back to the front of the yoga mat. Step your left foot beside your right foot, downward facing dog. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest. Feel how the back of your heart pulls you into high plank. With or without your knees, come into low plank. Moving forward and upwards for baby cobra, or maybe full cobra if you feel ready for it. And then come into your downward facing dog. Stay here for one breath, centering yourself. Lift your left leg up high to the sky. Inhale. Carry your left knee into your chest and come all the way through between your hands. Sweep your arms to the outer hips and from here over your head, standing nice and tall. Inhale. With an exhale out, let your hands come to the outer hips, straighten your left leg and lean over your left. Coming back again into your crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale. With control, so don't move too fast. The slower we move, the more we can feel, and the better it is, or the easier it is to adjust. Coming back up again into your crescent lunge. Inhale, and then turn your right heel down to find your warrior two, sinking deeply into it. Reverse your warrior. Brush the sky with your left fingertips and move all the way past your left ear to the back of the room. And then start to straighten your left leg. Turn that left foot in, and then through your center line, cut that left hand down towards the floor. Ground, receive the rebound. Reach with your right arm all the way up towards the sky. Without losing the length in your spine. Stay here for one more breath. With an exhale out, see if you can wring out that last bit of juice. Then free your right arm and come all the way through. Catch your left ankle, knee, shin bone. Bend into your right knee, squat down and feel how this brings beautiful space to the right outer shoulder blade. And then reach with your left arm all the way up towards the sky and see if you can pull your right shoulder even more underneath your left. Stay here for another breath in. And the exhale out. And then release and bounce gently back to the front of the yoga mat, turning everything open. Step your right foot beside your left foot. Come into your forward fold here. Reverse your swan dive, sweep your arms back and around. Standing nice and tall, connect your palms. And then come towards your center, to your core values. Move from here, inhaling. Open your arms to left, right, outside, find your swan dive. Exhaling out. Come into half lift, inhale, free your left foot. And step it down. Left knee grounds. Drinking in to lengthen. Inhale. Sorry, left toes stay tucked if you're untucked. Bring them back under. Hands to your heart center. And then let that left elbow come to the outside of your right knee. Lift your right elbow up, and as you push into your left hand with your right hand, feel how the left knee wants to come off the floor as well to add in even more length, and from there even more twist to your body. Stay here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Your chest face the front of the room, stay nice and low as you drop your left heel and come into Skandasana. Over your back here, your left heel. Stand here for 1 more breath in, and then walk it back to the front of the yoga mat. Framing your right foot, step it back into a downward facing dog. And lift your heel up high, draw your chin towards your chest, round your way into high plank. Find your lower plank exhale. Find your cobra inhale. If you went all the way up, come back into baby cobra. Right arm goes in front of the right shoulder, dragon wing your elbows on top of your wrist. Lift up high and drop over onto your right hip. Step that left foot in front of your right thigh. Bring your left hand down. Find that full surrender first, so drop fast. Flex your right foot. Activate your left foot, press into your right hand and unshrug your right shoulder now. Then activate your right oblique and then lift up and brush the sky with that left hand. Imagine you want to hug your right inner thigh into your left inner thigh. So I don't just lift, I actually scoop under as well. And with that you get a beautiful hip opener. And then come back down again. Let's do that 1 more time. So lift and hug, open into that hip. And then keep on moving that way and turn around. Come onto the right foot and then lift your left leg up and come into a 3-legged down dog. Pull your left knee into your chest and come right through between your hands. Come into a crescent lunge from here, arms over your head in. With an exhale, bring your hands to the outer hip. Lean over your left knee, but this time keep that left knee bent. Coming back up again, inhale, straighten your left leg. And then again, bend your left knee as you lean over it. Shift more and more into your left leg and lift that right leg up behind you. Bring that right knee with you and come into stork pose. Place your left hand in your left hip. Move that right knee up even a little higher and then see if you can catch either the back of your right knee with your right hand or from the inside of your right knee, the knife edge of your right foot or the big toe, whatever you prefer. Keep on pushing into your left foot to lock in the hips and the knees and to lengthen through the whole body. And then from here, in your ability, start to straighten that right leg in a diagonal out in front of you. You don't have to lock the knee completely. Do it in your own ability. Stay here for 2 more breaths, finding your focus, finding your stillness, a moment of peace. And then re-bend again. Wonderful. Keep your right knee bent. Both hands can be extended to the side. And then start to open that right knee over to the right side, but the hips and the chest is still facing forward. Come back to your center. Let's do that 1 more time. Open to the side. Then from here, let the inside of your right knee face down the way and lift your right foot as high as you need. So there's an internal rotation coming to your right side. It feels very nasty and very hardcore. From here, our goal is now to find our warrior two. So I tip my chest slightly forward, I rotate my right leg all the way to the back. I bend into my left knee, and from here I step my right foot down, and here I am in my warrior two. If it didn't work out that way, just join. Beautiful. Then reverse your warrior. And then spin your arms back down to frame your left foot. Beautiful. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Pick that left leg up with an external rotation. So drop the left knee to the outside of your left tricep. Pick your left leg up and cross it over your right knee. So you're like in a figure 4 stretch, just in your down dog. Have a micro bend in your right knee and your heels can be lifted. So you still manage to flare those sit bones up towards the sky. Stay here for 1 more breath. Exhale out. Turn your right heel over towards the left side. Stay in your figure 4. Free your right foot. Keep on scooping your hips from underneath more and more to the side where you lifted that arm off, and then sit all the way down. So we end up here. Isn't that great? From here, pull then your right heel underneath your left sit bone and come into your Sukhasana in your ability. So you could also just step that foot over if that's just not working at all for you. Wherever you are, start to lift your arms over your head. Inhale. And come into a twist over your left shoulder. The right arm can assist you and can come over and across. Stay here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then untwist. Use your hands and lean into them as you free that right foot again. You're going to go out the same way we got in there. So we use our backside to float hips. We use our balance to free that right arm. Then turn your right foot slightly over to the side so you can turn your whole body around and then step it back into a downward facing dog. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest, round your way into high plank in. Find your lower plank X. Find your back bend. Inhale. From here back into baby cobra. Then shuffle left arm forward, dragon wings, elbows over your wrist. Drink in that breath and lock your elbows out. Tip over onto your left hip and step your right foot in front of your left thighs. Flex your left foot and bring your right arm down towards that heel. The right knee is working up the way, so it's always facing up the way. Then activate even more. Both feet are pressing down. Left hand pushes down left shoulder, anjarax. From here, lift up and come into your side plank. Keep on hugging your left inner thigh into your right inner thigh. Come up high, high, high. And then reset once more. Let's do that again, lifting all the way up, up, up. And then from your highest point, let your right hand come down. Turn on both of your feet. And then lift your right leg up high to the sky. 3-legged down dog from here. Shorten everything, stitch it towards your belly button, and then step right foot through. Come into your crescent lunge, arms over your head. Inhale. Hands to the outer hips. Let your heart come down towards your knee. This time as you rise back up, straighten your right leg. Feel the engagement from your inner legs towards the center to still balance, and then come into your crescent lunge with your chest bowed down. From here, shift into your warrior 3. And then bring your left knee with you. Right hand goes into your right hip as you lift that left leg higher and higher. Catching the knife edge or the toes or just the back of the knee. From here, start then to strain your left leg. Find your moment of stillness. Straighten that right leg a little more and place your shoulders really on top of your hips. So good. Coming back again, but your leg is still in the stork pose. Arms are open to the left, right, outside. First one is the leg only. Rotate it open without anything else rotating. And then bring it back again. And then let's go a second time. But then start to tip the knee down and lift the foot up. So there's an internal rotation. You should feel that all the way up there. Oof. And then from here, imagine your warrior 2. And this is where you want to travel to. As smooth as possible, well done. Reverse your warrior. Spin your arms back down, frame your right foot. Beautiful. Let that right knee drop behind your right forearm, slightly to the side. So when you pull your right foot back, it lands in figure 4 on top of your right knee. On top of your left knee, obviously. Have a micro bend in your left knee and see if you can flare those sit bones up towards the sky. Stay here for another breath in. Exhale out. Turn your left foot open to the left side. Free your left hand. You can kind of sit down towards that heel. That makes it a little easier. And then scoop your right hip from underneath all the way through so you can come into seated position. And then pull that left heel underneath your right knee or your sit bone. And we are in Sukhasana on the other side. Adjust your Sukhasana. It's very intense if the hips are tight, so just make it work for you. Important would be that your spine still manages to be upright. Bring your arms over your head, inhale, and then over your right shoulder, come into your twist. Exhale out, without losing the length. Let's stay here for one more. Wonderful. Let's get out of it the same way we got in there. So lean back, plant your left foot back down, straight. And then from here, lift your hips up high. And then lift your left arm up and twist back around and step it into your downward facing dog. Let's flush it out with one more vinyasa. High plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing dog. From here, come into a seated position. You can step or jump, whatever is in your preference. Untangle your legs, stick them out to the front, hold on to the back of your knees, and then lower yourself down. Coming here into a shoulder bridge. Knees are bent, heels are pulled in, hands by your hips. Scoop your tailbone under and lift up. You can just stay here, or if you want, walk your shoulder blades closer towards another maybe, so that you can bind your hands behind your back. Keep on thrusting your hips up high. Keep on pushing the back of your head into the floor. Try not to let the knees flare. Bring broadness to your lower back by internally rotating your thigh. Feel alive by really contracting into each muscle here. Stay for 2 more. One more. And then relax. Let go of your hands, drop your hips, relax into your whole body. Straightening the legs and the arms, drop beside your hips. Still feeling the heart racing behind your chest, how it's pumping life through your veins. Feel this movement inside of you and listen to the sounds inside of you and let that be the pull into you. Building a stronger relationship with you from moment to moment, from pulsation to pulsation. Feeling yourself all the way down into the tip of the toes, all the way into the tip of your fingers. Feeling how everything settles after a while, and how it pulls you then into a certain state of calmness, where we cultivate a beautiful soil for ourselves and to let our greatest version shine. Gently coming back, feeling and observing the space you're resting in. Wake yourself up. Adding in maybe a few body wiggles. And then rise into your cross-legged seat when you feel ready for it. Having your hands rested on your legs. Dropping those shoulders away from the ears one last time. Feeling grateful for this community, for the ability or possibility to come together and connect in that way. Thanks so much for coming online and sharing your energy with me. From my heart to yours, namaste.